Welcome to Live with Lou, and the subject I'm going to talk about is very near and dear to me. I started talking about it on New Year's, and I got interrupted, so I'm going to go back to it now for that very special write-in person who had some issues going down with their family member. You wrote in and you asked me, what or how do you go about telling your family that you are gay or different? And then right followed up by that, I had a question about a friend who was gay and living a double life. Well, I'm not going to touch on that one because I think I overwhelmed your question with that question. So I'm going to go to your question. You kind of have to make the decision on who and what you are and live with it. You know, the decision was made the moment that you were born. I'm very blunt about that. People can disagree, they can say what they want to, but you should love yourself and your family should love you. If they don't love you, it's not their fault per se, but it's an education and mind standpoint that has hurt them that will end up hurting you if you don't move on with your life and move away from it. Now, what worked for me is I sat down and said, these are the things that I will not tolerate. These are the things that I'm okay with. So you might have to meet in the middle somewhere, but never change who you are as a person for anyone. And the problem that I read that you had were both you and your girlfriend coming from a religious background. I do believe in God. I am very religious, and I don't believe in anyone taking your God away from you. And if you feel as though you would like to go to a church and you feel you can't go to a church locally because that's one of the things that you said in your email, there are several churches inside Lexington area and Berea that open hearts, open doors, open minds. They believe and want you to come into the church house. I've never heard, and that's what's so sad, is I've never heard of people, if people believe that you are a sinner, they should open the doors up for you so that you can be convicted in some sort of way. However, there are a lot worse people out there in the world than us, and I guarantee you that. And I do not believe that anything I'm doing is against any laws of God. I am loved by God, and my sin will be no greater than the next. So you have to deal with your own personal demons. I can't make you be firm in the way you feel, and I can't make you make a decision based on the way you feel. But I can tell you that my God loves you. The God that uplifts me, moves me, and gives me the strength every day to go on with my life. He loves you. So I want you and your girlfriend to have an absolute wonderful New Year's and begin it smiling and enjoying each other. And hopefully you can work through this with your family. If you cannot work through it with your family, then make sure that you live your life a happy life. Don't be miserable, don't be sad, and don't allow someone to take your God away because they can't. My God is an understanding God, a loving God, a forgiving God, and an uplifting God that moves you to a place in your heart to be nurtured. And how could anyone that calls themselves God's children condemn you and say those sorts of things to you? And may they be forgiven for saying those things to you that you share with me in your email. I won't mention them because they are very personal. And that's one of the reasons why when I got the other message, I kind of went with it because you moved me. I've been right where you were with not understanding and not questioning myself. But believe you when I say this. My God loves you, and my God uplifts me and moves me every day of my life. And I have been very blessed with a family that loves me unconditionally. So hold your head up high and live your life for you. Don't allow anybody else to take your God away. God bless you, and I hope that helps you in some way. If not, go speak to a preacher. And again, if you said you could never go to church here, I found a wonderful church that I went to at the Methodist Church in downtown Barberville, and they are very open, very loving, very accepting. But due to my traveling and things like that, I've had to go to the Methodist Church in Lexington and the Methodist Church in Louisville. But remember this also. My grandmother used to say, church is in your heart. The Lord's in your heart. And the rock is what you stand on. And That's, if you can't get to a church, say your prayers, be uplifted, and know that God loves you. I'm rambling at this point because I almost get emotional when I talk about it. So I don't almost get emotional. I do get emotional because no one should make you feel the way that your letter made you feel. You are loved. And without me losing my upbeat, spontaneous personality, remember God loves you. I love you. And if I can do anything for you, you know where to find me. 125. Come say hi. Alive with Lou is out.